Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Welcome to session 18 of Sundarakandam learning series. We are in Sarga 1, Shloka 188. To summarize so far, Hanuman has overcome the obstacle caused by Mainaka. Then he has overcome the obstacle caused by Surasa. And now he is facing a terrible obstacle that has grasped his powers by simply pulling his shadow. This is Simhika. So her story, what is happening to her, we will now see. What is happening to him, we will see. So having understood her true nature, this is where we stopped in the previous class. Having understood her true nature, because he remembered Sugriva's words and then realized, oh, this is the Chayagrahi demoness. Her name is Simhika. She frequents this portion of the sea, thereby making it insurmountable for anyone to cross. So having understood this, he made his form really very large. Mahakayaha. Okay. Vyavardhata. He made himself into a very large-sized being. This is where we were in the previous class. Now, what is Simhika's response to his increase in size? As it is, he was very large when he was crossing the ocean. Now he became even more larger and terrifying. What is Simhika's response? We will see. Tasya sakayamudvikshya Tasya sakayamudvikshya Vardhamanam mahakapehe Vardhamanam mahakapehe Vaktram prasarayamasa Vaktram prasarayamasa Patalambarasannibham Patalambarasannibham Dhanarajiva garjanti Dhanarajiva garjanti Vanaram samabhitravat line by line. Tasya sakayamudvikshya Vardhamanam mahakapehe Tasya sakayamudvikshya Vardhamanam mahakapehe Vaktram prasarayamasa Patalambarasannibham Vaktram prasarayamasa Patalambarasannibham Dhanarajiva garjanti Vanaram samabhitravat Dhanarajiva garjanti Vanaram samabhitravat. Now, from just being in the ocean, what does she do? Sa tasya mahakapehe vardhamanam kayam udvikshya. Sa refers to who? Simhika, the Rakshasi. Tasya mahakapehe, Sashti Vibhakti. That Mahakapis, that Hanumans. Vardhamanam kayam, increasing body size. Udvikshya, having seen. What did she do? Patalambarasannibham Vaktram prasarayamasa. Like the distance between Patala and the sky. The distance between the lower lokas, nether lokas, and the upper lokas. Sannibham, like that. Vaktram, mouth. Prasarayamasa, opened. So she opened her mouth to a gigantic size, somewhat equivalent to the size of Hanuman. Patala Ambara Sannibham, like the distance between Patala and Ambara, this kind. And then what did she do? Dhanarajiva garjanti Vanaram samabhitravat. Dhanaraji refers to, Dhana itself means a heavy cloud. Dhanaraji means masses of heavy clouds. How much noise they will make? Iva garjanti. Garjanti is a Katripadam for Simhika. One who is screaming, one who is loudly roaring. So like she was roaring like masses of heavy, dark, rain-bearing clouds. How much thunder will roll? Like that she was roaring. Vanaram some abhidravat, vanaram, towards the monkey, towards Hanuman. She ran. So, from being thrown in the ocean and lying there and catching Hanuman's shadow, like how a lazy insect will just roll out its tongue and crush the insect on its tongue, right? That's how she was before. Now, when she saw the challenge given by Hanuman in terms of the rapid increase of size, she decided this prey means business. So let me also attack him. So what did she do? She ran towards him by opening her mouth really wide, hoping to directly swallow him like her prey. So this is her reaction. I hope the meaning is clear. We didn't chant it together, so let's chant it together before we move to the next shloka. Tasya sakayamudvikshya vardhamanam mahakapehe vaktram prasarayamasa patalambara sannibham Dhanarajiva garjanti vanaram samabhidravat. Okay. Now we'll move to the next shloka. There are no questions in the meaning. Sadadarshatastasya vivritam sumahan mukham Vivritam sumahan mukham kayamatram cha medhavi kayamatram cha medhavi marmani cha mahakapihi marmani cha mahakapihi sadadarshatastasya Vivritam sumahan mukham sadadarshatastasya vivritam sumahan mukham kayamatram cha medhavi marmani cha mahakapihi kayamatram cha medhavi marmani cha mahakapihi. Together. Sadadarshatastasya vivritam sumahan mukham kayamatram cha medhavi marmani cha mahakapihi. Tataha medhavi mahakapihi tasyaha vivritam kayamatram sumahat mukham marmani cha sa dadarsha. Does that mean tataha? Then medhavi mahakapihi. Medhavi, one with medha. Medha means intelligence. One with intelligence, intelligent. Mahakapihi, the great monkey Hanuman. Tasyaha vivritam kayamatram sumahat mukham. Her open, tasyaha, her vivritam open kayamatram, to the extent of his size, his kaya, to the extent of Hanuman's size. Sumahat, large, mukham, mouth. So she had opened her mouth wide, right? This was to the extent of his size. Okay, so seeing that, marmani cha saha dadash. Marmani means secret, vital parts. Okay, here the commentator says, where all her prana shakti was hidden. Okay, in all our cases, no, our prana, if our heart stops, usually life is over for all of us in this body. But for terrific beings like these, which are otherworldly in nature, life actually rests in different parts, in secret parts. So what is the secret part in which her life is resting? He was able to make out when she opened her mouth wide. To give an example, when you are sick and you go to the doctor, he sometimes asks you to open your mouth and stick out your tongue. Seeing your tongue, he will diagnose what the problem is. Here, this demoness had opened her mouth so wide that all the parts inside her, within her, were visible to Hanuman. And Hanuman being a Medhavi, Hanuman, knowing all the vidyas, he obviously knows medicine also. So when she opened her mouth, he knew this is where her life is. So this is what I should take. So that is why the adjective Medhavi is used for Hanuman. He realized where her life lay within her by just her seeing her open mouth. This is the meaning of this shloka. Satasya vivrite vaktre Satasya vivrite vaktre Vajra sanhanana kapihi Vajra sanhanana kapihi Sankshipya muhuratmanam Sankshipya muhuratmanam Nishpapata mahabalaha Nishpapata mahabalaha Satasya vivrite vaktre Vajra sanhanana kapihi Satasya vivrite vaktre Vajra sanhanana kapihi Sankshipya muhuratmanam Nishpapata mahabalaha Sankshipya muhuratmanam Nishpapata mahabalaha. Together. Satasya vivrite vaktre Vajra sanhanana kapihi Sankshipya muhuratmanam Nishpapata mahabalaha. Once more. Satasya vivrite vaktre Vajra sanhanana kapihi Sankshipya muhuratmanam Nishpapata mahabalaha. Mahabalaha Vajra sanhanana kapihi saha Atmanam muhuhu sankshipya. So Mahabalaha Vajra sanhanana. What does that mean? Mahabalaha, one with great strength. Vajra sanhanana, one with a form which is like a thunderbolt. Okay, one who has a very extremely strong form. Saha kapihi, that monkey, Hanuman. Atmanam muhuhu sankshipya, himself again having contracted in size. So remember, he had become large in order to induce her to open her mouth so that he could see what was there. Now he became small. So muhuhu means again. Muhuhu again. He reduced his size. He contracted. Sankshipya. Tasyaha vivrite vaktre nishpapata. Her open mouth. Into her open mouth. Tasyaha vivrite means open. Vaktre means mouth. Into her open mouth. Nishpapata. He entered. Okay, so remember there is a difference between how he entered Surasa's mouth and how he enters Simhika's mouth. Simhika's mouth wide open. Patalambara Sannibha, wide open. He has made himself really small. Suras also had a mouth which was 100 yojanas wide open. There also he had contracted, but he didn't do any harm. Here now for Simhika, he will obviously do something. Right? So now we go on. Asyetasya nimajjantam. Asyetasya nimajjantam. Dadrishu siddhacharanaah. Dadrishu siddhacharanaah. Grasyamanam yatha chandram. Grasyamanam yatha chandram. Purnam parvani rahuna. Purnam parvani rahuna. Asyetasya nimajjantam. Dadrishu siddhacharanaah. Asyetasya nimajjantam. Dadrishu siddhacharanaah. Grasyamanam yatha chandram. Purnam parvani rahuna. Grasyamanam yatha chandram. Purnam parvani rahuna. Together. Asyetasya nimajjantam. Dadrishu siddhacharanaah. ग्रस्यमानं यथा चन्द्रं पूर्णं पर्वणि राहुणा सिद्धचारणाः तस्याः आस्ये निमज्जन्तं सिद्धचारणाः. Remember, all of Hanuman's deeds are being witnessed by the celestial beings in the sky. So the Siddhas, the Charanas, the Gandharvas, and the Devas. Remember in an action movie when suddenly the hero is being covered by the villain and then kidnapped to another place, or if the hero is felled by a villain's blow, how we will all collectively draw our breath and say, oh no, what has happened to him? So here, especially when the hero is being covered and taken away by the villain, same way here now Hanuman is disappearing into her mouth. What is their reaction? Siddhacharanaha tasyaha asye, in her mouth. Nimajjantam, one who is drowning. Parvani rahuna grasyamanam purnam chandram yatha dadrishuhu. They saw him like Parvani, on a full moon day. Rahuna, by Rahu. Grasyamanam, well caught. Purnam Chandram, full moon. Yatha, like that. Dadrishuhu. So this essentially is a very, very poetic way of putting it by Valmiki. Here the Sutradhara is again making his presence felt. He is telling that those people who were there on the scene, they all drew their breath in and it looked as if the full moon, here Hanuman, is being swallowed whole by the Rahu, which is Simhika. So there is a Upama Alankara, there is a comparison between the full moon Hanuman and Rahu Simhika. Okay. And the poetic way of putting it is this: on the full moon day only, usually lunar eclipse will happen. When will the lunar eclipse happen? When the Earth and the moon are on the same line of orbit and the light is hidden, the shadow of the Earth falls on the moon. Half of the Earth will experience lunar eclipse. Correct? So, when does it happen? On a full moon. This in our Puranas of eclipse, no, the concept of eclipse is explained as, instead of Earth's shadow falling on the moon, it is explained as Rahu's shadow or Rahu grasping the moon and swallowing it. Rahu's vision like a snake, and we see half the moon inside the snake's mouth. This is how it is depicted. Does anyone know why is Rahu doing this? He's actually extracting revenge. Does anyone remember the story? Why is he extracting revenge? On the
Mohini Avatara.
Let's just use raise
Mohini.
Please.
Yeah, it happened when Lord
raise
Vishnu
hand
was distributing nectar, Amruta, to the Devatas.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Chandra
Thank you.
signaled him.
Thank you. Thank you. Raise your hand, please. Okay, thank you. So basically, Chandra and Surya, what did they do? They did not allow the poison nectar to be fully consumed. So the neck was chopped off, right? So from that time, it is said that they take revenge. Rahu takes revenge, and this is how they take the revenge, by grasping the sun and the moon on specific days of the eclipse. So that is the comparison here. I hope the meaning is clear. Moving forward. So this is the audience reaction to what happens. Now what happens really? What is the hero going to do? Tatastasya, sorry. Tatastasya nakhaistikšnaihi. Tatastasya nakhaistikšnaihi. Marmanyutkritya vanaraha. Marmanyutkritya vanaraha. Utpapatatha vegena. Utpapatatha vegena. Manah sampata vikramaha. Manah sampata vikramaha. Tatastasya nakhaistikšnaiर्मर्माण्युत्कृत्य vanaraha. Tatastasya nakhaistikšnaiर्मर्माण्युत्कृत्य vanaraha. Utpapatatha vegena. Manah sampata vikramaha. Utpapatatha vegena. Manah sampata vikramaha. Together. Tatastasya nakhaistikšnaiर्मर्माण्युत्कृत्य vanaraha. Utpapatatha vegena. Mana sampata vikramaha. Some of you were struggling with the middle word. Nakhais tikshnair marmanyutkritya. Nakhais tikshnair marmanyutkritya. Okay, hear the chanting video, it will be clearer. Okay, so Tataha Vanaraha. Then the monkey Hanuman. Tikshnaihi Nakhaihi. With strong nails. Tasyaha. Her simhikas. Marmani. Vital parts. Utkritya. Having torn. Having detached. Having torn. Having cut open. Atha. Then Manasampata Vikramaha. Vikramaha, one whose movement, Manasampata, is like the mind. I'll explain that in a second. Vegena, with great speed. Uttapata, rushed out. So, Hanuman, after tearing out her vital, withheld the secret to her life with the sharp nails, as swift as the mind, he came out. Vegena, speedily. Utpapata, he rushed out. Okay, so what is the meaning of Manas Sampata Vikramaha? One with the speed of the mind. All of us are familiar with the famous shloka. We tell it in this one also. Manojavam, Marutatulya Vegam, Manojavam. Manaham, how fast the mind goes. Okay, it is even faster than the wind. How does it go? It leaps from object to object with great speed, the mind. Okay, the speed of the mind cannot be matched by any physical organ. That fast, the monkey or Hanuman rushed out of her mouth. So that is the description given here. This also shows not just his physical speed, but the ability to act quickly. See, we should be light on our feet and act quickly when the situation warrants us to do it, right? So that way he's able to act quickly, not just move quickly, but also able to think, perform what he has to do and act quickly. Okay, so that is the meaning of this particular adjective used here for him. Adverb used for his action. Tam tu drishtya cha dhritya cha. I'm going to take the first line from the next shloka also. So we learn 3 lines. Tam tu drishtya cha dhritya cha dakshinyena nipatya cha dakshinyena nipatya cha sa kapi pravaro vegat sa kapi pravaro vegat vavridhe punaratmavan vavridhe punaratmavan हृतहृत्सा हनुमता हृतहृत्सा हनुमता पापातलवणाम्भसि पापातलवणाम्भसि तां तु दृष्ट्या च धृत्या च दाक्षिण्येन निपात्य च तां तु दृष्ट्या च धृत्या च दाक्षिण्येन निपात्य च स कपिप्रवरो वेगात् ववृधे पुनरात्मवान् स कपिप्रवरो वेगात् ववृधे पुनरात्मवान् हृतहृत्सा हनुमता पापातलवणाम्भसि हृतहृत्सा हनुमता पापातलवणाम्भसि together तां तु दृष्ट्या च धृत्या च दाक्षिण्येन निपात्य च स कपिप्रवरो वेगात् ववृधे पुनरात्मवान् हृतहृत्सा हनुमता पापातलवणाम्भसि. So now let's see the meaning. Atmavan saha kapi pravaraha. Words for Hanuman. Atmavan. One, see, Atmavan, one who knows his true nature, one who knows his self, one who is, or rather, one who is, another word, another meaning is one who is self-controlled, one who has complete control over his senses. Atmavan, Saha, he, Kapipravaraha, the foremost among the monkeys, Kapipravaraha. Okay. Tam Drishtva, having seen her, Drityacha, with Dhriti. Dhriti means fortitude, with fortitude. Dakshinyena cha, with capability. Nipatya, having felt. So having seen her and with his firmness of mind, with his fortitude and by his skill, having felled her. Nipatya, punaha, again. Vegat vavridhe, speedily grew in size. Full stop. Sa Hanumata Hrita Hrit Lavanambasi Papata. Sa Simhika. Okay. Hanumata by Hanuman. Hrita Hrit with her heart torn. Hrit means heart. Hrit means torn. So with her heart torn out. Okay. Lavanambasi in the salty ocean. Papata fell. Complete meaning. The self-controlled Hanuman, having seen her, and by his fortitude and his resourcefulness, having felled her, he rose in the sky back to his size. Meanwhile, she, with her heart torn out, fell onto the salty ocean. By Hanuman, with her heart having been torn out, she fell onto the salty ocean. This is the meaning here. Is the meaning clear? Now here, Tilaka in his commentary says there is a deeper meaning. It's a secret meaning that he pulls out in the commentary. He brings out and puts forth in the commentary. He says there is an utpreksha. Utpreksha means taking something and deriving a higher meaning or a slightly more exaggerated. Exaggerated is a loose translation in English. Higher meaning out of it. Okay, so here who fell? Simhika fell. On the fall of Simhika, who is Simhika? The one who is a Chayagrahi, the one who is able to grasp the very shadow and therefore pull in all the strength of the opponent. So she is a vicious enemy. Okay, on the fall of a vicious enemy who is a Chayagrahi like Simhika, who could take the Shakti of her prey by simply capturing their shadow, he says, Nipata Nimittam, by the nimitta or by the incident of her having been felled. I'm reading some of the words in Sanskrit and I will translate as I go. Nipata nimittam, by the incident or by the action of her having been felled. Ravana nashaya, for the destruction of Ravana. Swatma rupa ramavat swarupaha. Swatma rupa, his self, Ramavat, like Rama, Swarupaha, nature, who has got Hanuman Srishtaha. Hanuman was created in the nature of Rama in order to fell Simhika, thereby signaling Ravana's Nasha. Okay, now Swarupaha, his self, was created like whom? Swatma Rupa Ramavat. That is why the adjective Atmavan is used in the shloka. If you see, in the previous, the shloka only, Punar Atmavan. So how does it start? Atmavan Saha Kapipravaraha. The one who knows the self. I had mentioned that, no, I kind of glossed over that meaning when I gave you the meaning. But the actual meaning is, he knew that his self was non-different from Rama. Ramavat Swatmanaha. Swarupaha, Hanuman Srishtaha. Hanuman was thus created. So who created him? Brahma. Now we will see Brahma's reaction also. So he was created as a nimitta for Simhika's destruction, which will signal Ravana Nasha. That is the meaning that he says here. That is why Atmavan is used by Valmiki. I hope the discussion is clear. Because if we rely on a loose English translation, we'll just say self-controlled one. But if we understand, then we will know the symbolism. Hanuman's creation was for this purpose. Okay. That has a meaning later on, which is why I mentioned it. Tam hatam vanarinashu, tam hatam vanarinashu, patitam vikshya simhikam, patitam vikshya simhikam, bhutanyakashacharini, bhutanyakashacharini, tamuchuh प्लवगर्षभम् तमुचुः प्लवगर्षभम् तां हतां वानरीणाशु पतितां वीक्ष्य सिंहिकां तां हतां वानरीणाशु पतितां वीक्ष्य सिंहिकां भूतान्याकाशचारीणि तमुचुः प्लवगर्षभम् भूतान्याकाशचारीणि तमुचुः प्लवगर्षभम् together तां हतां वानरीणाशु पतितां वीक्ष्य सिंहिकां भूतान्याकाशचारीणि तमुचुः प्लवगर्षभम्. This is a slightly easy shloka. Vanarena by Hanuman. Ashu. Instantly, without any loss of time, instantly. Hatam patitam, one who was killed and fell, one who was killed and who fell. Who was killed? Simhika. The one who was killed and fell refers to Simhika. Dvitiya Vibhakti. Vikshya, having seen. So by Hanuman, the one who was felled and killed, one who was killed and felled, having seen, Akashacharini Bhutani, all the living beings who are traversing the Akasha Marga, all the Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charanas who are just drawn in a collective breath, no? Now they are heaving a sigh of relief. Tam Plavagarshapam Uchuhu. To that, Bull among the Vanaras spoke these words. Uchuhu, Nitlakaraha, spoke these words to Hanuman. Okay, so okay. What are the words they speak? Bhimamadya kritam karma, Bhimamadya kritam karma, Mahat sattvam tvaya hatam, Mahat sattvam tvaya hatam, Sadhayartham abhipretam, Sadhayartham abhipretam, Arishtam plavatam vara, Arishtam plavatam vara, Bhimamadya kritam karma, Mahat sattvam tvaya hatam, Bhimamadya kritam karma, Mahat sattvam tvaya hatam, Sadhayartham abhipretam, Arishtam plavatam vara, Sadhayartham abhipretam, Arishtam plavatam vara. Together. Bhimamadya kritam karma, Mahat sattvam tvaya hatam, Sadhayartham abhipretam, Arishtam plavatam vara. Plavatam vara. O greatest among the leaping ones, O greatest of the monkeys. Adya, today. Tvaya, by you. Mahat sattvam hatam. A great being has been felled, has been killed. Great being, you can take it as great enemy of ours. Okay, has been killed. Bhimam karma kritam. A very terrific, terrible work has been done by you. It's not an easy act, going into a Rakshasi, pulling out her vital parts and emerging unscathed is not a easy thing to do. So Bhimam karmam, it's a terrible act. Not anybody can do like you. Abhipretam, artham, arishtam sadhya. May you be abhipretam, whatever is intended. Artham, that aim. Arishtam, without any obstructions. Sadhya, may you fulfill. Sadhya is lot lakara. Sadhya, may you fulfill your objectives. May you fulfill your goals. So here they are pronouncing their blessings. Specifically, though Brahma is not having a direct dialogue here, the one who was extremely pleased by this act, says one of the commentators, is one who was extremely pleased by this act of Hanuman is Lord Brahma. Because you saw in the previous shloka, Tilaka's commentary, Hanuman Srishtaha. Hanuman was created for killing Simhika. So whenever any of us meet our life's objectives, why we were created, the person who's happy is the creator. So Brahma was very happy that Hanuman had managed to kill a menace to everyone. Okay, so Simhika could not be killed by any of the other devas, even the other powerful beings could not kill her. So here before we go to the next shloka, which is a very, very important shloka, we will have a very short and quick discussion on why was Hanuman specifically able to kill? That was his purpose of life. The devas, Gandharvas, everyone praised him. They blessed him. May you do your work without any more obstructions. Brahma was very happy. But how do you think Hanuman was the one who was capable? Another deva could have fought, but they did not fight. They did not kill this Asuri. Only Hanuman was able to do so. Why do you think? And after killing that Mahat Sattvam, he was still able to emerge unscathed and he flew back into the sky and resumed his normal size as if it's all in a day's work for him. How do you think he was able to do that? What do you think was the secret? Why was he able to do it? Please raise your hands up. Please don't directly unmute. Seeing all the participants, let me just see. Radhaji, please tell.
Here, no, Hanuman's main thing is that you can hear me, Varsha?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Main thing is that, like, see, he's doing everything as Rama doing, not as Hanuman doing at all.
Oh,
So,
the whole class knows. Very good. Thank you. Everyone is nodding. Excellent. Yatha Raghava Nirmuktaha Sharaha. Like that only he went and started doing his work. No. Remember, how did he leap out? Like one arrow released from Rama's bow. Thank you, Radhaji. You hit the nail on the head. Thank you so much. So it is because he took Rama's name on his lips. Every moment of the crossing, Rama's name was on his lips. He was not, that's why we should never be idle. If you're sitting and reading something, if you're studying, it's not reading necessarily, but anything, we're chopping vegetables, maybe chanting, no, Sahasranamam, something will come in our lips. No, if it keeps coming, when Bhagwan Nama is in our lips, it will give us those qualities. So all the 4 qualities which are going to be mentioned in the next shloka have come to him only by Rama's grace. So it is Rama who's the secret weapon here. By taking his name and by doing dhyana on Rama, he was able to do what even the devas could not accomplish, which is why now wholeheartedly they bless him. Till now, Mainaka and Sagara said, go, achieve your purpose. Then what did Surasa say? Yeah, please go. Let Rava and Sita be joined by you. Do your purpose. But Devas never blessed. Now, having seen this extraordinary act of bravery, intelligence, fortitude, they could not help themselves but bless Hanuman. So that is why the blessing poured forth. They said, Abhipredamartham arishtam sadhaya. Your intended goal may you achieve without any obstacles. That is why now the Devas are blessed. Therefore, now no more obstacles. Now, there is another extremely important shloka which is coming forward. This shloka, for those who keep asking me what should be memorized, I told now a few shlokas, this one should be memorized. Because this one is a valuable life lesson for all of us. It teaches us important qualities to achieve success in life and to control the mind. Both ways you can look at it. So we learn the shloka first. Yasya tvetani chatvari. Yasya tvetani chatvari. Vanarendra yatha tava. Vanarendra yatha tava. Dhritir drishtir matir dakshyam. Dhritir drishtir matir dakshyam. It's not swakarmasu. Sakarmasu. Sakarmasu nasidati. Sakarmasu nasidati. Yasya tvetani chatvari. Vanarendra yatha tava. Yasya tvetani chatvari. Okay, if it is there in Giri book also as swa, please correct it as sir. Yasya tvetani chatvari vanarendra yatha tava dhritir drishtir matir dakshyam Sakarmasu nasidati dhritir drishtir matir dakshyam. Sakarmasu nasidati. Vanarendraha, O Lord of the Vanaras. Yasya, one who has. Dhritihi, fortitude. Drishtihi, foresight. Matihi, intelligence. Dakshyam, capability. Dhritihi, fortitude. Drishtihi, foresight. Matihi, intelligence. Dakshyam, capability, competence. Etani chatvari, these four, tava yatha, like how you have. Saha, he, karmasu, in his actions, na sidati, will not lose, will not fall, will not lose. So this shloka, so summarized meaning I'll give because it's an important shloka. O Lord of the Vanaras, or O Chief among the Vanaras, one who has these four qualities, dhriti, fortitude, drishtihi, foresight, matihi, intelligence, dakshyam, capability, tava yatha, like you, sa karmasuna sidati, he will never fail in his work. So by saying this, who are saying these things, the Siddhas, Charanas, they are saying to him. They are saying to whom? To Vanara, because they're addressing to, to Hanuman, they're addressing him, oh Vanarendra. So this shloka, which is actually an aphorism, which is told by the Devas, the Siddhas and Charanas to Hanuman, is considered one of the Navaratnas of Sundarakandam. Okay, now we have seen Manikyam, right? Tato Ravananitayaha Sitaya Shatrukarshanaha Iyesha Padamanveshtu Charana Charite Pati. First shloka. That was Manikyam Ruby, which is beloved to or which is indicative of Surya Bhagavan. Surya Bhagavan, Guru of Hanuman. For Guru Anugraha, we chant that shloka. Okay. Now here, this particular shloka, this is the Pearl shloka. Pearl or Mukta Phalam. Can anybody guess who is the Deva, who is the Lord of the Pearl?
Rama.
No.
Ma'am, is it the moon?
Correct. It is the moon. So, and moon is the lord of which organ? Soundaralahari participants should know. Moon controls the
Mind.
excellent. Moon controls the mind. Very good, Shashika. Moon controls the mind. So, this shloka has twofold benefits. First benefit is if we cultivate these four qualities, we will learn a little more about these qualities also. The English translation that I provided is so-so. 90% it's okay. But there are more layers to the meaning. 90% is okay for transaction. But when we think about it, there are valuable life lessons to be taken from these four qualities mentioned in the shloka. Dhritihi, drishtihi, matihi, dakshyam. So, these are the four qualities which help in attaining success. That is the overt meaning. Correct? How does it help in attaining success? By helping you control your mind better. By helping you channel your mind. The greatest enemy for success in today's world especially is distraction. We set out with an intention of wanting to do something, but we get distracted so easily that we lose our focus. So by controlling the mind, we achieve success through these four qualities. That is the purpose, therefore, of this particular shloka. Now let us see the meaning in some more detail. Is the basic meaning clear to everyone? Very good. So we saw all these qualities being displayed by Hanuman, not just for killing Simhika, but in all Mainaka, the very fact that he, let's just take simple examples. Dhritihi, fortitude. When all the Vanaras were sure of leaping, X, Y, Z yojanas, Hanuman was the only one who was confident of leaping across the ocean and coming back. And he took a firm resolve in his mind that I am going to cross the ocean. Once he had made up his mind, nothing stopped him. That is example of Dhriti. Okay. Example of Drishtihi. We see here only in the case of Simhika. He sees her, he realizes something wrong is happening to me, my power is being sucked. Who is the person doing it? Oh, this looks like somebody told by Sugriva. I know who she is. She is the terrible being who is now a stated enemy. So here you see his drishti, his foresight to identify an enemy. Even in the case of Mainaka, he acted very little angrily. No, he first, what did he do? He Urasa, what did he do? He came and hit his chest, okay, against the obstacle of Mainaka. Till Mainaka spoke. Once Mainaka spoke, he controlled his anger and he started listening to him and he treated him with great politeness. There he had the drishti to recognize a friend. Here he had, in Simhika's case, he had the drishti to recognize an enemy. Matihi, in the case of Surasa, going into her mouth and coming out, very cleverly, intelligently handling the situation. Dakshyam, competence. In all the three cases, he shows exemplary competence. In the first case of Mainaka, in the first case of leaping across the ocean only, what did he show? He showed his competence of being able to effortlessly do it. You don't see a single shloka so far, 196 shlokas of Hanuman breaking into a sweat, panting, or wanting to take rest, or behaving like how you or me would when we imagine when we climb up Tirupati after say 20 or 30 steps, every 20 or 30 steps, I don't know how often we will pant and we will say, let me sit for a minute and drink water. Hanuman, on the other hand, completely, wholly capable of crossing. Mainaka, he handled him with the competence of Vak, of his speech. Okay, he handled him very cleverly and nicely. In the case of Surasa also, very competently, very neatly handled and said, Dakshayani Namosade, placated her and went off. Last case, in the case Simhika, competently, surgically, he handled what he had to do. Okay, so in scientific, very, what do you call? Coolly he handled what he had to do. So in all the four cases, he shows Daksham. These are just examples. Now, what do exactly these four things mean? And why is it so important? Why is it such an important life lesson for us? So if you see first the word Dhriti, I'll try to give the Vigraha wherever I know. Dhritihi, Dhriyate, iti Dhritihi. This is the Vigraha for it. Dhriyate means what? That which we resolve to do. Dhriyate, that which we resolve to do. Iti dhritihi. Many words can be used for it. Commitment, resolution, firmness of mind, not being disappointed by adverse happenings. All these fall into the category of dhriti. If you see what is dharma as defined in Manusmriti, the first quality is actually having fortitude, having dhriti. Okay, so dhriti is staying firm in the face of challenges also. So now to understand more about dhriti only, I had asked on Friday actually, I forgot to remind people today. Please open your Bhagavad Gita books, chapter 18, shloka 33. I'll give a minute for people to get the book. Chapter 18, shloka 33. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter, we find a summary of sorts. And here, different qualities are further discussed, elaborated on. Here we have the quality of dhriti explained from the template of three kinds of resolve or three kinds of resolution of the mind. First is the sattvic kind, second is the rajasic, and the third is the tamasic kind. Okay, so there is something called having a sattvic determination to do something, a rajasic determination to do something, and a tamasic determination to do something. This is very, very, very valuable in daily life. We will understand the shloka with an example only. Okay, so we will take the example which is common across all ages. I want to be healthy. Okay, this is one resolution we all will make. Correct? When we make this resolution, I want to be healthy. Correct? What do we have to do? We have to back it with effort. Correct? How we have our attitude towards this idea that I want to be healthy determines how successful we will be in being healthy. If we have a sattvic attitude, very high chance of success. If we have a rajasic attitude, there is a good chance of success. If we have a tamasic attitude, it will backfire. That we will understand through these three shlokas. Let us see. Sorry, please repeat after me. Am I audible? Okay. धृत्या यया धारयते धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः मनः प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्याम् योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्याम् धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी लाइन बाय लाइन धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रियः क्रियाः धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रियः क्रियाः योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया योगेन अव्यभिचारिण्या धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी. What is Satviki Dhriti? What is Sattvic resolution? By the resolution through which one is able to hold Manaha, Pranaha, Indriya, Kriya. Essentially, there should be a complete one-pointedness of the mind, the Indriyas, the Pranas. Pranas only cause effort to happen. By Prana only we are able to do Kriya. So, Manaha, Indriyani, Pranaha, Kriya. All these four should be firm and one-pointed in its action. So, in the mind, I resolve to be healthy. My Indriyas, my sense organs, therefore, don't go towards junk food. Instead, they eat healthy. My Karmendriyas start to exercise. Okay. Manaha, Indriyani. Pranaha. Prana is a pravartaka for all the kriyas, right? So prana, which is a pravartaka for all the kriyas, will make us engage in actions which will suit the purpose that we have intended for ourselves. Those people who are in their zone when they do things will totally identify with what I'm saying. If you're busy doing some work and you love what you do, completely you're immersed in it, your mind, your indriyas, your pranas, and your kriya will all be focused only towards that and nothing else. A child could be crying outside the house, not your own child. Some child outside the house could be crying, some dog could be barking, TV could be blaring, nothing will distract. All we will do is that work. That is that zone in which we are in. When we are in that zone, and this is backed by that firmness of resolve, this is what I'm going to do, success is assured. So here, please notice there is no place for any sensory distractions because the indriyas are firmly under the control of the mind. This is Satviki Dhriti. I hope the meaning is clear. We can have a discussion about this at the end of the class or even now if you want to. Is the Satviki Dhriti clear? Okay. Oh, sorry, I went to the next shloka thinking it is there in this. Yes. Yaya tu dharma kamarthan यया तु धर्म कामार्थान् धृत्या धारयतेऽर्जुन धृत्या धारयतेऽर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी यया तु धर्म कामार्थान् धृत्या धारयतेऽर्जुन यया तु धर्म कामार्थान् धृत्या धारयतेऽर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी यया तु धर्म कामार्थान् धृत्या धारयते अर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी. Fully motivated dhriti. Okay, so now you have a dress that you want to fit into in another month's time because there is a wedding in the family and that dress is 2 sizes small. You're looking at the dress. Every time you look at a plate of jalebis, a dress comes to mind. Every time you are thinking of skipping exercise and sleeping, the dress comes to mind. automatically you get up and exercise. Automatically you eat healthy. So here you are prasangena phalakankshi. 2 months later, the dress has to fit me. Phalakankshi. You are expecting that goal. You will still achieve your fitness. In the case of the first thing, Satviki Dhriti, you are in a zone. At that time, the result is almost immaterial. You will be fit because at that time, from within you had made the resolve work through you. Here, no, you are motivating yourself from outside. You're looking at that goal or the weighing scale. I'm hoping the weighing scale will move at least 15 degrees to the left. So if this is your goal, 15 degrees to the left, if it has to move, that weighing scale will be in your mind. So prasangena phalakankshi. I want that goal. So when I want that goal, I will try to work my best towards that goal. Obviously, success is definitely assured, but there is a problem. After 2 months, once you fit into the dress will no longer motivate you. So there is a chance of you bouncing back. In the case of the first thing, no, enduring life change would have happened. After that, you will not eat unhealthy so much. You will do exercise. You will do all the right things because the change has come from within. In the second case, the change is driven by outside. So it will last as long as the outside motivation exists. That is the difference between Satviki Dhriti and Rajasi Dhriti. Is it clear? I'm simplifying a big shloka with just one example. There are a lot more. If you get into Bhagavad Gita, it's an ocean. I'm just taking it here as an example for what Hanuman is doing. Let's see what Dhriti it is. What is he showing? Obviously, you know. Last one, this is very important, especially for children to pay attention. Even adults, actually. Even we make this mistake, so we should know this shloka. Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam. Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam. Vishadam madamevacha. Vishadam madamevacha. न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधाः न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधाः धृतिः सा पार्थतामसि धृतिः सा पार्थतामसि यया स्वप्न okay again together यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदमेव च यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदमेव च न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधा धृतिः सा पार्थतामसि न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधा धृतिः सा पार्थतामसि यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदम् एव च न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधाः धृतिः सा पार्थतामसि. So one who is a durmedhaha, one who is a stupid person, who does not have any intelligence. What does he do? He takes in his mind one resolve. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be fit, whatever. Okay. So, but what does he do? Instead of doing the two things that he's required to do, namely eat healthy and exercise, he does everything else except that. And then what happens to him? Swapnam, Bhayam, Shokam, Vishadam, Madam. All these happen to him. He starts getting terrible dreams of him wearing a 2 sizes larger dress rather than a 2 sizes smaller dress. And then he starts going into a great fear zone. That person will be dressed like this. I will be dressed like this. What will happen to me? Or even worse, dress is one thing. What if I get a heart attack? What if I get any of those obesity problems? All these diseases. What if I fall prey to these diseases? Shokam. He gets depressed because automatically, the moment we take a goal, we resolve to work towards a goal, and we don't do what we are supposed to do, automatically the byproduct is feeling sad. Depression sets in. And then what happens? Vishadam, despair. Oh no, things are now going beyond my control. How do I come back from where I am now? These kind of negative feelings automatically creep in. Now, these are all symptoms of tamasi dhriti. Okay, dhriti, which is so steeped in ignorance that the person does not do any of the right things required for it, but instead experiences, in fact, worse symptoms than where he was to begin with. Okay, so these are examples of tamasi dhriti. So from this, we obviously life lesson from Bhagavad Gita here is embrace satviki dhriti in order to be really successful. Embrace rajasi dhriti for success in a particular endeavor in a particular way for a limited period of time. Stay away from tamasi dhriti. This is what we learn. What is the example of dhriti here shown by Hanuman? Satviki, rajasi, tamasi. Satviki, right? Everyone agrees. I hope we are not brooding over Swapnam, Bhayam, Shokam, Vishadam, and then getting worried about what will happen to me. Nothing will happen to us. We just have to learn the shlokas. Okay, so now coming to another important thing about Dhriti. I'm not finished Dhriti yet. Dhriti refers to fortitude, determination. There is a difference between fortitude, determination, commitment, and interest. To give an example, I am interested in learning Sundarakandam. All of you are interested in learning Sundarakandam. Yes or no? You will not be sitting in class if you do not have the interest. But is interest enough to learn Sundarakandam? What is required? Commitment. Commitment one, to attend the classes. If you don't attend the class, to follow the videos. Second part, commitment to chant the verses. Understand the meaning. So commitment means beyond just saying, yes, yes, I am there and raising my hand, to making karika, vachika, manasika, making yourself available for what you want to do so that it benefits you. So commitment versus interest. Dhriti, therefore, is an example of commitment shown by Hanuman. Not just, he's not generally sitting there on top of the mountain swinging his tail and saying, I'm interested in crossing the ocean. Let me see. He's not saying that. I'm going to cross the ocean, directly he leaves. That is the example of Dhriti. So we have seen Dhriti. Are there any questions on this? I really don't want this to be a lecture. So if anyone has any points or anything to make about Dhriti or any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, I'm moving forward. Drishtihi, foresight. Matihi, manyate anaya iti matihi. That by which we think, matihi, our intelligence. Dakshyam, dakshasya bhavaha, competence. Only for matihi, there is an example from Viveka Chudamani. There are three technical words. One is buddhi, the other is dhi, the third is mati. What is the difference between the three? This shloka was interesting. It reminded me of Viveka Chudamani, which is why I wanted to point out the reference here. Deho aham iti eva jadasya buddhi. I am the deha is the buddhi of the jada. Jada means what? The unintelligent one believes that he is the deha. Are you all with me? The unintelligent one believes that he is the deha. Dehe cha jive vidushasva dhihi. The refined intelligence of the vidusha, one who is knowledgeable, is that I am the deha and the jiva. He is not ready to give up his identity with the deha. He is saying, I am the deha and the jiva. Who? The learned one. Viveka Vijnanavato Mahatmano. For those Mahatmas who have Viveka and Vijnana. Brahmaham ityeva matihi sadatmani. They have the identification only with Brahman. They have the matihi. They have the most refined intelligence. So here, we are not talking about buddhi. We are not talking about dhi. We are talking about mati. Again, this refers, you can refer back to Atmavan, which is used as an adjective for Hanuman. He knows his true nature to be non-different from Rama. Still, why is he Rama Bhakta? Why is he Rama Bhakta, although he knows his true nature is not different from Rama? Tell me, Shivram.
Maybe as an example for all of us.
Yes, very good example for all of us, and also to dwell in the joy. To simply know you are pure consciousness, okay, is one level of pure joy. But to bring the Dvaita Bhava and to make an object of adoration come in front of you every time and experience bhakti towards that Bhagavan, no, drowns you in seas of bliss. Those who are coming for Saundarya Lahari will know. Every time we read one shloka describing one facet, be it her crown, be it her hair, be it her Simanta Saranihi, be it her forehead. Whenever we read one small facet and we bring that aspect in front of our mind's eye, automatically we are flooded with bhakti. Inside we know we are Parashakti. But when we have the Dvaita Bhava, automatically we are immersed in the joy of bhakti, which is why Hanuman, Prahlada, Dhruva, every Bhakta, Narada wrote one very famous Grantha. Does anyone know the name? On Narada Bhakti Sutras. On Bhakti. He says, love for the self is bhakti. Okay, love for the self. Who's the self? The Brahman. Love for the self. This does not mean selfish love. I will not take care of others. I will only do what pleases me. This means love for the self, seeing the self in oneself and everyone. Seeing the self is, and loving the self is bhakti. Bhakti. So that is why here Atmavan, and then here one who has mati. These adjectives point us in the direction of, obviously, Hanuman being a Sarvagyaha. He obviously is having these qualities through Ramanugraha. Dhriti, Drishtir, Matir, Dakshyam. Therefore, Saha Karmasuna Sidati. He will never fail. I hope the shloka has been internalized very well by everyone. I thought it was worth spending this much time because these are very valuable life lessons that Sundarakandam gives us. So today, what we will do is we will close with the shloka. The remainder of the shlokas which are there, right? Another 15 or so, or maybe 10 or 8 or 11 of them, we will see in the next class. And in the next class, we will have a complete Parayanam. That is on Thursday. We will have a complete Parayanam of the entire Sundarakandam Sarga 1, and we will all have curd rice prepared, Nevedyam offered, and we will engage in Rama Bhakti completely. Okay, so now we will close. We can stop. Be visible. And no, it's okay. It's okay. Let it be. Let it be. The class is anyway over. So it's okay, Rupaji.
Tamasic dhriti is when we have goals, but we don't really take any proper actions towards achieving them, or is it being mired with distractions and not being able to see where we are going? Like Hanuman's goal was to reach Sita, therefore he accomplishes whatever hindrances he had in the way, he overcame them depending on situation. So how do we interpret tamasic dhriti? Like from our point of view, ma'am, layman
Our point of view, it is very important. Like you rightly said, one thing is distractions. Okay. See, the key thing that we have to take away from dhriti is in Satvika dhriti. One-pointedness of the mind, pranas, indriyas, and kriya. If you are able to achieve that, you will achieve your goal in the zone without any obstacles, without even worrying about the result of your work. It will almost be the work is its own reward. That's how you will work. Automatically, you're bound to be successful. The second one is motivated effort. You constantly motivate and do it. That also is okay. Functionally, temporarily, it will work. The third one, the pitfalls in the third one, which lead to swapnam, bayam, shokam, vishadam, madam, all these qualities come because the person is lost in a world of the senses. Okay, so you're committed to doing something, you say to yourself, but you get distracted, like you rightly pointed out. And the second thing is you don't bring yourself to do whatever is required to do it. It is still dhriti because what you've made a commitment. You've made a commitment either to somebody else or to yourself. But the commitment after having been made meets with failure, and all these worst symptoms also occur because of tamasic. In 18th chapter, 17th chapter, we'll find everything analyzed through these three gunas. So it provides a very valuable 13th, 14th, the whole thing actually, Bhagavad Gita itself, rather than just taking it as story. When we start taking these lessons from it, obviously that's where it becomes most valuable. Right? Any more questions on the tamasic dhriti? Understood, no? Okay. Yeah, Radhaji.
Varsha, from the same this tamasic dhriti, basically that is something to be avoided, no? So it is bringing more delusion or moha. You are deceiving yourself. So even though you say, so my point was, your first explanation is what I will stick to. You said 1 and 2 can, 3 should not. There are do's and don'ts. So, Artiji, what I felt was, even though I would, like as Varsha told in the recording, so Varsha recording got the right thing always by God's grace. So that one should not be done. I know, no, even though everyone likes or does not like, we do have do's and don'ts. Why do we have do's and don'ts? We need not have don't, no? You can all say, oh, I had something I did. So don't means there is a reason for it. So please, it is pulling you down. You're not taking effort in the right direction. So that is something to be avoided. Sorry, that was what I
that's
thought.
what I had in mind also. Now also when I say it, I still stick to tamasic dhriti should not be done at all. Do not do
no
it.
effort. Why waste your time on something useless?
That is not the way to work at all. Exactly. Thank you.
And one more query, Varsha. In this Dhriti, because somewhere, is there any link to enthusiasm?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. That because that was also one of the explanation my dad used to give. So I don't know. I checked meaning of Dhriti, I couldn't find enthusiasm. So I wanted to just ask you.
1 minute. I had one fortitude, determination, commitment. I had looked up the dictionary for Dhriti. Mati has so many meanings. Dhriti has these 4 or 5 meanings, but in English meanings are always little less no than Sanskrit meanings. So,
So I too don't know. Look, so I just thought maybe you are kosha.
Utsaha, kosha only. Utsaha means enthusiasm. So, but yeah, he also has to be backed by enthusiasm and effort. So there are actually 4 steps when you look at having a goal and you stick to the goal. It's not just enough to have the goal. You must have the knowledge to take the goal forward. That is only jnana. There is a knowledge that you need to move forward. That comes under dakshyam. And then
Dakshyam is one of the important thing. If you have 1, 2, 3, and if you don't have 4, my dad used to say, waste.
Correct. And then you should also have drishti, foresight to identify
Correct.
SWOT analysis. What are the strengths, weaknesses? What are the obstacles?
Yes.
What are the
That's
threats?
again a blessing.
So that kind of analysis you should be able to do, and that is drishti. Okay, to have the ability to analyze something. And then you need to have matihi, to follow through. With the intelligence, you follow through on the action. You acquire all the skills that you need, not just knowledge, also the skills, and then you apply your dhriti. So dhriti is the underlying thing. On top of dhriti, you need dakshyam, which is knowledge and skill. You need drishti to identify the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And last,
And mati.
Intelligence to make sure the whole thing works well. This is true for every endeavor.
No, any deed, anything, even one small action. This is something, and no, you should hold on to this lifelong.
Yes.
That's why these are like gems.
Yeah, seriously, that is a Bhukta Phalam for the mind.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this really helps control the mind also. Because mind is the one that gets maximum distraction. No, if you're able to tell ourselves that I will do this, one way is to compartmentalize. That again, we pay a lot of money to Western gurus to learn compartmentalization. But again, it is a basic, skill which will help us function better. When we are at work, we are at work. When we are at home, we are at home. When we are studying, we are studying. When we are cooking, we are cooking. So whatever is the work that we are doing, we do it. So with complete focus. That's it.
Ma'am, for Mati, you gave 3 words, Buddhi, Dhi, and Mati.
There are 3 levels of Mati, I said.
3 levels.
Buddhi is low, according to Viveka Chudamani. That's why I took that example. Dehatma Buddhi, Buddhi. And then when you say Devoham, Jivoham, you are a one with Dhi, Dhiman. And then when you have Viveka and Vijnana, you start saying Brahmoham. That is Matihi. That Matihi means intelligence backed by resolve. Iti me nishchita matihi. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita also. What does he say? This is my considered opinion. This is what I believe. So why does he say that? It's not just academic knowledge, but it is knowledge backed by resolve. I know this to be true. So that kind of matihi. That's why it's higher order of intelligence. Highest order of intelligence.
Yes. Ma'am, can you repeat this, ma'am? Buddhi, Dhi, and Mati.
Mati.
So
Buddhi is lowest.
I am only the body.
And the body.
Dhi
is I am the body and the jiva.
And the jiva. And Mati is I am Brahman.
I am Brahman because this is who is the adhikari? The Jadaha is the adhikari for Buddhi. The Dhi adhikari is the one who is Vidushaha, one who is learned. And who is the adhikari for Matihi? One with Vijnana and Viveka. If you have these qualities, then you will get Mati. If you don't have these qualities, you will be at the level where you are.
Vijnana and Viveka.
Viveka. It's not Viveka Vairagya. Okay, different. Vijnana and Viveka. Vijnana means the jnana which helps you, which is applied Viveka. Okay, that which helps, the knowledge which arises out of Viveka is Vijnana. Viveka means discrimination. Discrimination between real and the unreal. The knowledge that arises because of the discrimination between the real and the unreal is Vijnana. Okay. So this actually came from Viveka Chudamani, so I just thought I'll put it.